Welcome back. It is Friday, August 11th, and the MLB, our four favorite picks are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan, joined today by a special guest. Get it out. It's the Broom. A 3-0 sweep yesterday. We will take it. Let's talk about it. The Orioles clutched up on the money line. We'll take it. They avoid the sweep. Trey Turner, the legend himself, gets 2+ bases. Ozzie Albies, then Mookie Betts was an absolute sweat, but they get it done with the hit parlay. A 3-0 day. Nothing we can do better than that. We'll absolutely take that. Let's continue that momentum into today, and then hopefully into the weekend, we can get a little bit of a hot streak going here. Now, I have two notes before we're diving into our favorite picks. Number one, it's Friday, so the parlay of the day is back. If you don't know, we do a Dimers hit parlay every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and obviously it's Friday, so we got another one. We've hit 4 out of our last 5, hit 2 in a row, and hopefully we can hit a third in a row today. It's a top link in the description. Go check it out. And number two, my second note is, as I mentioned before, Bet365 is normally where we do those hit parlays because they like to give out the best odds, and they have a great sign-up bonus if you want to take advantage of it, and it is available in your state. All you got to do is go down below, sign up, you deposit $10, you make a $1 money line bet on any MLB team today. Even if it loses, you'll get the $200 worth of bonus bets. It's a great offer. Like I say, best hit parlay odds out there that I have seen. Take advantage of those if you're in New Jersey, Ohio, Virginia, Colorado, or Iowa. A great sports book for you guys to use. But without further ado, let's continue this 3-0 sweep. It's Friday. They're going for a 4-0 sweep. Logan, I love the play you got cooked up for the kids. Where are you going today?
If you just started watching this video, you wouldn't know where I'm going. But if you've been watching for the last several days, you'll know. Trey Turner over 1.5 bases. -115 odds on Bet365 is currently your best value. Now, most books don't have a line for this. Personally, I would play Trey probably up to -130, anything over -130, and then it's just a parlay piece at best. But I'm liking the value we're getting on Bet365 because honestly, like, the books have to react to what Trey's been doing because we have a new COS Hall of Famer. Welcome to the COS Hall of Fame, Trey Turner. After what we saw last night, just cranking the home run, I was like, yep, there's 4 bases. I only needed 2, Trey. You're a legend. Trey has now recorded 2+ bases in 6 straight games and 6 straight at home. Since the standing ovation game last Friday that Austin and I were at, he has a hit in every single game. Look, the city of Philadelphia embraced him. Call it the city of brotherly love for a reason. Yes, I do live in Philly. And I know that they uplifted Trey. They finally got him out of his rut. And he's definitely been paying dividends for the Phillies fans and for us for that on this channel. He faces another lefty today, which I really do like, in Dallas Keuchel. Dallas Keuchel is scheduled to start for the Twins. Against Dallas Keuchel, Trey Turner, 4 for 9, hitting .444 with 3 singles and a double. He's seen Keuchel before, and he's hit him before. And I even though Keuchel did have a decent start in his first outing, I mean, good luck against Trey because Trey's seeing the ball really well. Trey is 4 for 10, hitting .400 against lefties in his last 5 games. I just really, really love this matchup today for him. He's also hitting .368 in his last 5 games. With his speed, as I mentioned, every single time I pick him, he has the speed to beat out infield singles and get 2 singles or an extra base hit to cash it. I like players that do that. I don't like power hitters like, Yordan Alvarez or Judge that you sort of are relying on home runs. Trey Turner doesn't do that. He'll sprinkle in the home run. He'll reward you for it every now and then. But I don't. And a last point of note, I don't really care where he's batting today. He could be batting higher because with the Bryce Harper injury. But last night I was annoyed that he was once again down low, and he said, "I don't care." He's matchup proof. He's lineup proof. Trey Turner is just a really great bet to make, and I'm really glad that we've been sticking with the hot bet and just kind of rolling with it day in and day out. And until Trey sort of gives me signs of stopping, I'm not stopping betting him. So once again, we're taking Trey over in total bases today. But Austin, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I got another base prop. I got to welcome Trey Turner into the COS Hall of Fame. We appreciate you for all you've done. I think we wrote his base prop the last 4 days, and he's been cashing for us. The reason a lot of books don't have a line for him is because the Phillies, I don't think, have a starting pitcher just yet. I think it'll be Sanchez, but that's why you should have a line relatively soon, though. But I'm going to go to my base prop. It's going to actually be a former teammate of Trey Turner, so hopefully that magic rubs off a little bit on this guy. It's going to be Freddie Freeman of the Dodgers, over 1.5 bases, +100 on DraftKings. I'll take plus money on this any day of the week. I really don't think this should be less than -120. That's probably about where I would play it up to. FanDuel has it about juiced to -130 or so. We really don't like taking base props up that high, but if you have to, if that's your only book, I'm fine with Freeman there. Now, let's talk about Freeman because he's been an absolute hitting machine, just like Trey Turner. This guy's been scorched earth recently, and you look at on the year, he's been on fire. I mean, he's batting .345 on the season. Over his last 15 days, a cool 481 batting average. Freddie, 2+ bases in 5 straight games, a lot of those on the road, and in 6 of his last 7 at home. So this guy has been crushing the baseball, whether it's at home, on the road, and he's been especially crushing it at home. So I'm going to keep riding with him. Now today, Freddie will face Austin Gomber of the Rockies. And look, he has a great first name, but he's not a great pitcher, unfortunately. Now Gomber has better splits on the road, go figure. I mean, the guy pitches in Coors Field. Of course, he's going to give up some home runs, but this is still a guy in Gomber that's allowing a 368 batting average and a 1.103 OPS to lefties. Gomber, a lefty himself. Freddie is a lefty, and Freddie's been crushing lefties this year. A 355 batting average versus lefties with a 1.137 OPS. He has 12 homers and 141 at-bats versus left-handed pitchers, where he only has 11 and 314 at-bats versus righties. So pretty clear, you can see by that, when Freeman's getting hits versus lefties, which you'll see today, it's going to be hard hits, and you've seen him get a lot of home runs and a lot of extra base hits versus those lefties. In fact, you look at Freeman, has 27 extra base hits versus lefties this year. Every at-bat, he's got about a 19% chance of getting an extra base hit, whereas compared to just a 13% versus right-handed pitchers. So obviously, when we're looking at a guy to get 2+ bases, we want that extra base hit potential, like Logan was saying. Freeman obviously has the capability to go out there and get 2 singles. He's done it plenty of times. But when you can look at a guy like yesterday, first at-bat, a double down the line, that's what we could see out of a guy like Freddie Freeman, and that's what we're kind of hoping for. If maybe he goes 0 for 2 or 0 for 3 to start the game, we're needing that help. But at the end of the day, I think he'll have his chances against Austin Gomber. And you look at the pitches Gomber's throwing, 54% four-seam fastball, 33% slider. I mean, that's 87% of the pitches that Trey Turner stuck in my mind. Freddie Freeman's going to see. And look at Freddie hitting 401 with a 49% hard hit percentage versus the four-seamer, and 279 with a 39% hard hit percentage versus the slider. Very few pitches you'll find that Freddie struggles against. And if Gomber wants to spam some four-seam fastballs down the middle of the plate at like 91 miles per hour, pretty sure Freddie can turn on one. I just think Freddie's going to be able to get done. He's been so consistent this year. I'll take my chances on Freddie. Not only to get a hit, but hopefully it's going to be an extra base hit today for us, and he can get us 2+ bases. Hasn't seen Gomber before, 7 plate appearances, 2 singles, a double, and a home run. Let's make that 2 home runs tonight, Freddie. I really love his matchup. Give me him for 2+ bases or over 1.5 bases, plus 100 on DraftKings. Sign me up. Now, for my other play of the day, before we get into a surprise segment that we kind of hinted at yesterday, I'm going to go to a team total. Let's dive into it. Taking the White Sox, first 5 team total over 1.5, minus 115 on PointsBet. This is minus 120 on DraftKings. I love it there. Now, let's talk about a couple pivots, because originally I know some people are going to be on FanDuel that can't take first 5 team totals. Now, I could look at it as the team total for the White Sox over 3.5 full game. I'd rather just target the first 5 here. Now, if you are on FanDuel, my pivot would be a first 5 same game parlay. So that looks like White Sox plus 2.5. Probably the over 2.5 first 5 same game parlay. I think that's about minus 124. I like that. I think the White Sox, if they score 2 runs, probably Kopech on the other side is going to give up a run or 2, or maybe even more than that. So I think that probably hits if this one hits. If you want to play it safer and go for maybe the White Sox plus 3.5 and take the over 3.5 in the first 5, I like that too. Now, look, my favorite underdog money line tonight is going to be the White Sox, because people love to trust Corbin Burnes, that is, in the Brewers. They'll put them in all their money line parlays, and when the Brewers are trusted, that's when they hurt people. You can't trust the Brewers. The Brewers win when you don't want them to, and don't win when you need them to. That's just the name of the game. And Corbin Burnes, he's been great. You look at his numbers, 3.42 ERA and a 1.05 whip. But he actually has allowed 2+ earned runs or runs total in the first 5 in 3 straight starts. So despite being so good, this prop is still hitting. And I'm not going to come out here and say Burnes is trash. No, Burnes is one of the most talented pitchers in the league, and he's been super good. However, when I look at the lines in this one, and I'm not saying I'm doing a little bit of line reading, but one of the most bet props I anticipate loading up Twitter or X or Instagram or TikTok is going to be Burnes under 5.5 hits allowed, laying minus 135 juice. Why is that? Well, because you look at Burnes' recent starts. He's allowed 1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, and 2 hits in his last 7 starts. Yet his line was bumped from 4.5 last start to 5.5 here. Sure, it's juice to the under. And I'm not saying Corbin Burnes goes out there and gives 6 hits yet today, or that this line doesn't, the under 5.5 doesn't hit. However, there's absolutely no reason for them to raise this line. He hasn't even sniffed the over. Yet they're raising the line up to 5.5. What does that make me think? That maybe the White Sox offense shows up today, and maybe Burnes is due for a bad start. He's had 7 great starts in a row. Would it surprise anyone if a bad start comes here today? No, I think Burnes is definitely due a rocky start. It's the guy that's walked a couple batters recently. You look at it, he has 2+ walks in 7 of his last 9 starts, 3 and 4 walks in his last 2 starts. I don't really think the White Sox walk a whole lot, but I think they can hit the baseball. And all you're talking about is one walk and then a home run the next guy. That can happen. We know this team, and they have Luis Robert Jr., obviously one of the best home run hitters this season. You also got Eloy Jimenez. You got Andrew Vaughn. You got a bunch of different talented guys that can send the ball into the bleachers. White Sox do have the 8th best batting average versus right-handed pitchers over the last 7 days. And look, I'm just saying that hit prop for Burnes makes absolutely no sense. I think we could see the White Sox get to him today. Worst case scenario, the White Sox don't score 2 runs in the first 5, and in the 6th inning they get to Burnes. That probably would be on brand for how our luck has been on game picks so far. But I really like the White Sox today. I don't think Burnes' lines make a whole lot of sense. I think the White Sox can get 2 runs up on him. Like I said, Burnes has given up 2 runs in the first 5 in his past couple starts. I think a rocky start could be on the way for Burnes. If he absolutely cooks them, then I'll look like a clown. But I really do think the White Sox got a chance here today to get to Burnes, and maybe we'll win this game outright. I'll just take their first 5 team total over 1.5, though, as my favorite play. But Logan, I think you know what time it is. It's the return of Nerfy Nation, baby. Get out the flags like we talk about. We don't take a Nerfy every single day anymore, but when we find one we like, we take it. Now, I do have to say, this might be a line in the sand for Nerfies on Friday. We think, and it's just our conspiracy, that the juice balls do come out Friday, and it's normally a day for Nerfy Nation. However, we think this one is a great spot for Nerfy Nation, and if it doesn't hit today, I'll let you guys know. We'll probably run it back tomorrow and Sunday because we really like this matchup here today. And like I said, we don't do Nerfies unless we love it. Let's go to Miami, where we're taking the Yankees and Marlins. Now we're on first inning, minus 115 on DraftKings. Now, for whatever reason, FanDuel does not have a price on this one yet. But for any Nerfy, we would never play it past minus 130 or minus 135. We just don't lay the juice on a Nerfy. It's kind of like a full coin flip bet. So you'd rather get the closest odds to possible. But let's talk about the starters here. And there's a reason we're taking this one, because the Marlins are normally a team we target, is because they have a lot of good pitchers, and it's going to be the Nerfy GOAT. He's just arguably replaced Sandy Alcantara. It's Jesus Luzardo, who's been dominant this season in the first inning, 20-3 on Nerfies. He did actually give up a Yerfie in his last start to the Rangers, so looking at a good bounce back spot. Prior to that, he had gone 8 straight starts without a Nerfy, or without allowing a run in the first inning. We know how talented he is. Now, the Yankees have that firepower at the top of their lineup, but they are still 17th in first inning runs, 18th on the road. Sure, they got Aaron Judge. If he wants to crank one into the gap or hit a home run today, sure, that could hurt us. But I'll take my chances here with Luzardo, who's 20-3 on Nerfies. Like, he's been so good to us this season. I think he can get us done. But Logan, who's going to need to get the last 3 outs for us today?
Yeah, it's scheduled to be Randy Vasquez. And if it is Vasquez, okay, I'm fine with that. Vasquez 3-0 on Nerfies this year. He's been in AAA the past month, so this is why you might not see lines for this game, right? The Yankees, or you might see them, but it might change as the Yankees, do declare a starter. Because I do think it's going to be Randy Vasquez. We've seen him on a few websites, so we are extrapolating a little bit. Really, there's no pitcher the Yankees can put out that just is going to strike fear into my heart as far as this bet goes, because the Marlins are still 29th in first inning runs. We've had a lot of success in Nerfy Nation just betting Marlins Nerfies, because you know what? They have a talented hitter in Luis Ariz. We know he lives on base, but I just never can trust those other hitters behind him to be able to hit him in. And you know what? With that, I'll take my chances. I don't really care who's pitching for the Yankees today. The over-under to this game set to 8.5, normally what they're in these days. I think with the combination of Luzardo giving us a good start of the top half inning, and the Marlins offense being a little bit slow out of the gate, I think we should stand a really good chance of cashing this one. And as Austin already mentioned, I think we could run this back several times this series, and at worst, they turn out 2-1. So it's, even if this does prove correct that the year fees are on Fridays, because, oh my gosh, there's a crazy trend this year. Just go bet any year fee on Fridays and just see what I'm talking about. But I think we stand a really good chance. Let's go, Nerfy Nation. We're back.
Yeah, let's get this Nerfy down. And like I said, if they want to, maybe Vasquez has been good in the AAA. It's not like he's been injured. They just have been him down there, limiting his innings. The only person I'd be suspect about them starting would be Severino, and he's just pitched 2 days ago. So I think if they want to open with a bullpen guy, fine. But we really trust Vasquez. I think he can get it done against the Marlins team that's struggling in the first. And obviously, Luzardo's been so good to us this year. So Logan, let's wave these flags today. Let's cash our other 4 picks. Let's bring out the broom once again tomorrow. And you might be seeing us tomorrow on that same Nerfy, where I believe we're expected to see nasty Nesty Cortez, and you got Sandy Alcantara too. So either way, let's cash this one. Let's hopefully cash tomorrow. Let's have a 4-0 day. If you want to check out the hit parlay, it's linked on the screen. If you want to go check out our second video or went to Yankee Stadium, it's linked on the screen too. Let's have a great day. Let us know your favorite picks down below. Austin Logan signing out. We'll see you guys back in tomorrow. Peace.